Alright, looks like I am live. I've just received word that I'm live. Well, we're a little behind, so I will try to make up a couple of minutes. I don't promise to make up much more than that. This game has a few minutes at the start, so without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and give a 5 count for the restreamer and getting everything going. We'll get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start. We're going to mash through some opening text, switch the text speed to maximum. We're going to take off. Hi everyone, I am RiaStarshade, also known as RiaSkies and most of the rest of the internet, but sadly RiaSkies, the name was taken on Twitch, so here I am. This is Quest 64, category any percent, or no, not any percent, all spirits, no major glitches. All spirits means I have to collect all 98 of the overworld spirits. No major glitches means I'm not going to be using spirit cloning or out of bounds, but I will be using agility glitch. This is what I consider to be the most beginner-friendly and marathon-friendly run of Quest 64. It's not a category that has any official leaderboards. It's just kind of a constructed category that I came up with because it's what I felt like running, and I think more people should really consider playing this. Like, pure glitchless is evil, and full of glitches is also evil for completely different reasons. I'm going to start off picking up a couple of healing items. Going to go ahead and leave the monastery. We're going to pick up our first spirit. 18 spirits are going to go into water to get 19 water to give us the exit spell, which we'll be making use of several times. Then we'll be going into earth because that gives us our damage spells, and then we'll just kind of max out earth and water, and then whatever's left over goes into fire. Yeah, this is going to be hopefully a good run. So there's one glitch that we will be using that separates no major glitches from glitchless. It's the agility glitch. It's a glitch that's so easy to perform, you might have even performed it without even knowing that you performed it if you play this game casually. Basically, all you have to do is be faster than every enemy on the in the encounter, and then you just mash the A button to pass your turn before the battle fully starts, and the game gives you a whole bunch of extra agility, and we're going to use that to get a lot of extra agility, which is going to allow us to outspeed enemies, avoid seeing so many enemy attacks, have a much larger movement radius in battle, hit more accurately, and occasionally even dodge some enemy attacks every once in a while. Yay. So yeah, I really think this is a super beginner-friendly category, and I think if anybody wants to take up Quest 64, which you know, you might want to, I think this is a really great category to start with. I think you'll generally be able to complete most runs, and it's not super difficult to learn. Pick up spirit, grab the white wings, use those, just saves us some time warping back here. And ideally we're going to see Werehair, no Hecker Z for our first encounter. Excellent, that's going to give us some extra agility right off the bat. I get this 8 agility, so we'll be able to outspeed everything else. On the Holy Plane, that's excellent. It's going to allow us to keep doing agility glitch. And alright, here's our Heckers. It's a monster with a name I'm not allowed to say because PG. We do need to collect some experience. We don't need quite as much as we do in full glitches. We don't do spirit cloning, which means I don't have to wait until after Solve the Rain to pick up spirit, but I do still want to get 16 water, so means I'll need 70 experience. That Heckers are worth, the Heck Hounds are worth 3 experience apiece, so I have 6 experience at present. We're gonna go ahead and pick up another spirit over here. Yes, this game was rushed. It was released early in order to not have to compete with Ocarina of Time. At least that's my understanding of how it works, is that it's like trying to beat out Ocarina of Time, so people wouldn't be like, oh, this game's not actually great. Got a Dewdrop drop, that'll save me 8 seconds. I want to pick one up in Dondrin. Trying to think what else. Yeah, here's the Bumbershoot Parasol. I'm gonna go on Agility Glitch again here. Excellent, got out of the fight right away. We'll pick up another spirit here. This will be that's our 3rd overworld spirit. There's one more in the Fortune Teller's hut, which we're gonna go pick up next. Maybe shouldn't have Agility Glitch this. So there's a little technique that I can do where Brian has some momentum, and he doesn't immediately stop as soon as you press the A button. He'll continue and slide a little bit, and you can use that in order to get a little bit of extra distance beyond where your battle arena is supposed to end. So it can save you some time in terms of not having to watch quite as many, or not having to take quite as many turns of battle. Which is definitely useful. See if I can get both of these with the same. Yep, excellent. So I hope y'all are enjoying. This is the definitely one of the top 5 RPGs for the N64. Mostly because there's only like 5 RPGs on the entire N64. If you're an RPG fan like I am, the N64 was really not the 5th generation console you should have been investing in. Lamentations aside. Grab another spirit there. You don't have to go in there, you can just pick it up from the outside. I think there's like a couple of JP only RPGs. But it's like this. It's this, Paper Mario, Ogre Battle 64, Aiden Chronicles, and like 1 or 2 other Japanese only RPGs that were never actually given a release. This is not a a horrible game in my opinion. It's not a great game, but it's not really a horrible game. It's unfinished, unpolished. Some might say it's soulless and lacking in attention to detail, and all of those things are true, but it has a certain level of nostalgic charm. It is very much the epitome of so okay, it's average. I think that more than anything really sums up my opinion on the game. Yes, there is a Game Boy Color demake. I have done runs of that as well. Quest RPG Brian's Journey, which is a retelling, an enhanced demake of this game, which actually includes things like a plot and character development. Yeah, interesting things. Not really sure what else. Yeah, it really is. The battle system is really, I think, quite good. Like, there definitely was a good concept here. Oh, wrong button. Alright, so I got 15 agility. I want to have 16 before I enter the first dungeon, Connor Forest, because that'll make sure I can outspeed everything in the dungeon. And with that, we are now heading into Connor Forest. Just checking, make sure, yes, we do have 16 agility. We're going to be bouncing back and forth in and out of the forest. That is to pick up extra agility. The way the agility glitch works, it gives you agility based on the total distance traveled since your last fight, but it only cares about the coordinates. And the coordinates of the Holy Plain outside of right outside the forest are quite far from the coordinates where you enter the forest on their respective maps. So we're able to use that threshold right there to gain a lot of agility experience very quickly. Alright, so that's a technique called that I dub as heal chaining or chain healing, where you're casting the heal spell multiple times in succession. That just reduces the amount of animation frames going on. I'll also end those heal chains by mashing the Z button to try to find a spirit and fail. That's again a little bit of animation frame reduction. There will also be some places where I will be turning the camera away from the action as a way to get some lag reduction. So little ways to get a few frames here and there. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm grinding agility by running in and out of the map. And we are trying to find here this... I'm gonna have to kind of set it up, but... I want to find a fight with some Marionasties and or some Frog Knights, because they use the Wind Cutter level 2 spell. This game has Final Fantasy 2, as in actual 2, not 4, leveling mechanics where you gain stats by using them. So the way you gain HP and defense is to take a whole bunch of hits. And here I'm going to try to do some of that lag reduction that I talked about. Yeah, it really does kind of look like Slippy, doesn't it? So every time I take a hit, I gain a little bit of experience towards increasing my max HP and my defense, which I want to have 59 HP and 9 defense by the time I get to the first boss, because that will allow me to survive 3 short-range attacks guaranteed from said boss. I'm working with the tools that I'm given. Well, I think it's supposed to be because it's a nasty marionette. I think is the idea. Yeah, I don't want to take hits while I'm at 6. I could definitely take a big L there if I got hit all 3 times. Either a nasty marionette or Bowser got today's batteries the game for sure, Is this Final Fantasy 2? Yeah, pretty much. The spiritual successor. So we're just about done with our agility grind for the first boss. We'll need to take get some extra defense. before we get to said boss, but other than that, we are... well, I don't know if we're making good time or not. I don't have a timer going up. So, as it turns out, Brian's name is actually... it actually was not supposed to be Brian. In the Japanese version, his name is Jean-Jacques. Not sure how they got from Jean-Jacques to Brian, but yeah. Apparently they actually wanted to name him Jack. Brian can be in Smash just as right after we get Mike Jones in Smash. Because seriously, if there's one character who deserves to be in Super Smash Brothers who isn't, it's Mike Jones. And much love if you actually know who I'm talking about. Because it'll never happen, but it should. That is my take on the matter. That is the one character I think really should be in Smash who is not. Alright, so I've confirmed in chat that at least a couple people know who I'm talking about. Thank you. But that series needs more love. It has, however, never actually been released in Japan. It was never released in Japan, even on Virtual Console, which is probably why it will never be in Smash, because Nintendo of Japan actually doesn't know that that game exists. Which is a real shame, because it's actually a really good game. Well, both of them were, in their own ways. Oh, the game in question, Star Tropics. And also Star Tropics 2. It is the last first-party Nintendo game that still has absolutely no representation in Smash Brothers. And it's a real shame, because I think Mike Jones would actually do really well as a Smash character. Like, I can really just kind of envision so many, Yep. And then you found the right Star Tropics. Anyway, coming up fairly soon on the first boss, Solvering. Now, if you're playing glitchless, this boss is where a lot of your runs will go to spontaneously combust. Because this boss is just another nightmare. However, yeah, definitely the spike shoes. It would be, yeah, no contest that the Mike Jones' ultimate would be the be using the spike shoes. Oh, I'm saying we need a Star Tropics 3. I mean, you might not, but I am. I'm gonna say it. So moving right along, a couple more spirits to pick up, and then we are heading to Solvering's little hut. guy, oh, we are gonna abuse the ever-loving heck out of Magic Barrier for sure. Absolutely, positively, we will be abusing the HFIL out of Magic Barrier. Alright, so we're good on experience. And we are actually a little low on defense. I'll have to take one fight here. Wink. Was just shy of 9 defense, so that's why I took this one more fight. There we go, got our 9 defense. Grab that spirit. We gotta heal up out here. Just because there is extra lag. Here's the first boss, but if we hug that barrier right there, we can go over here and grab his loot, so we have one more heal item before the boss. Since we have 17 water, I'm going to start off with an ice knife, because that'll be able to hit him at range. Gotta count to 200 with me. That is now 40 damage. $64. His damage range is 15 to 18. By the way, 89. $112. See, he'll miss a lot because I have a lot of extra agility from agility glitch. I shouldn't miss too often, but apparently I still do. We're gonna go ahead and nom some bread. $138. $163. 163. Dang it, Brian! Stop not hitting. 186. And he's dead. Alright, we made it through the first boss. Woo! So we'll just pick up those mint leaves. We could get could get some mint leaves in Larapool, but it's a little bit faster to get them there. So before we move on, we're gonna do just a little bit of extra agility grinding. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna force an encounter for agility. It's not worth fighting these enemies anymore because next time we do grind, enemies will be worth a lot more experience for what it's worth. Those bats are worth 4. The next enemies we're gonna grind are blood gels, and they are worth 40 apiece, so 10 times as much experience, which is kind of a big deal. We also, at 19 water, got the exit spell that lets us warp back to the start of the dungeon, which is pretty useful. So we're going to take one last little set of agility glitches, and then we're going to move on to the second area. Yeah, we're going to be heading to Donner Flats. There's going to be a couple spirits in Donner Flats to pick up, and then we're going to head on to the Glencoe Forest, or as I call it, in my splits, the Glen Troll Forest, because it does have a nasty habit of being a troll. Although in no major glitches, because we have extra agility and therefore can outspeed the enemies, It's really not all that bad, but if you're doing glitchless, like it can really be a slogfest. So during the previous run, talking about the encounter rate method and how it's fairly impervious to RNG manipulation, how it kind of, the chance of getting a fight on any step is dependent on the number of steps since the last battle. All of those statements are completely actually still the truth in this game, so you can just port over all of your knowledge from the previous run regarding how the RNG and random encounters work and use them here. With that said, there is an escape spell. Its accuracy is only slightly better than in escaping in Breath of Fire 2. However, as you have seen, as you've no doubt seen me do, and even though I haven't mentioned it yet, if we walk outside of the fight, we just get to automatically leave the fight, which is how we're going to usually do it. We don't even have escape. We won't get the escape spell until after the second boss. Okay, just need to make sure I have the yellow wings. During a practice run, I forgot to get them, and it was pretty not good. So we are moving right along. We're getting lots of encounters, which is pretty much... in this game, we have the dreaded two-step encounter. You get into a fight, you walk 2 steps, and then, oh my gosh, it's another fight. It is about as painstaking and frustrating as you would imagine, maybe even as the runner, more so. Maybe. This little stretch here does not have any encounters until we get close to the forest. We're going to pick up another spirit, we're going to put it into Earth. We're putting our spirits into Earth for the time being because we want to get those spells that I mentioned. We want to get the all-powerful Avalanche. Oh, got some chickens here. Those rocks will do like 35 damage to you, and you want to stay way the hiffle away from them whenever if they're gonna cast Avalanche, because yeah, those things hurt like the dickens. So here's the Glen Cove Forest. There are 6 spirits here. We're gonna pick them all up because it's all spirits, and also because we just need the levels. Oh, and so this is effectively the 100% category. The last time I ran this for a marathon, I did low percent, which is where you don't pick up any of the spirits, and that is an experience. That's all I'm gonna say is low percent is certainly an experience, and I am fortunate that is not the category that I submitted for this event, because there's only so often that I can do low percent, and I've already hit my quota for the year, and yeah. So yeah, the estimate for this hundo, no major glitches, is a 2.5. For low percent, it is closer to like 6.5. Yes, it is indeed Quest 64. Trying to get a little bit more agility where I can get up to 53. I want to have 56 by the time I enter Call Hazard, which is the next dungeon after this one. Another spirit over here by the house. I did not get the Celine's Bell drop. Oh, ran into another encounter. Yay. Not yay. I did not get that. So I'm going to pick up the... silent fluid here. I may need it for a random encounter. So I think the of the games that are a little bit better received, I think the game that most closely follows this game's combat system is Parasite Eve, as from what I've seen, a very a very similar combat system, and I'd say much better received as well, of a game as well. So if you like this kind of combat system, but realize that this game's really not the greatest, Parasite Eve might be something to try. So I'm going to do one little agility glitch over here. I do have a copy of Parasite Eve. I may play it at some point. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah. Somebody had to say it. It wasn't going to be me, but I certainly wasn't going to stop anybody from saying it either. So we're done with Glencoe Forest. There's really nothing you can do there. There's a pathway between Glencoe Forest and the Blue Cave, but it's not actually open until after you have the Water Jewel, which you get after you go through the Blue Cave and do all that stuff. So yeah, it doesn't really help us at all in the run. But it's cool, and it's worth noting. I got 55 agility, so pretty good there. So we are moving right along. I'm also trying to take some incidental hits along the way, because I do want to, number one, level up my HP and defense, because I want to have 81 agility and 15 defense, which is going to be for the second boss. Since 15 defense, the boss's short-range attack will do 35 to 40, and I will just barely avoid the potential for getting two-shot by that boss. And then next boss after that, I will need 97 and 20, and then pretty much after that, I won't really be worried about my HP defense for the rest of the game. So we're heading to the boat. Momentarily, we'll be at the boat. So if I were doing a serious PB attempt, I would be taking a safety. I would be taking a save to set up for a death warp at the boat. Since this is a marathon run, and taking a safety save here means I won't be able to save later on. I'm going to eschew the death warp setup here. We will do another death warp later on. We are going to eschew this one. We're going to hit the L button to zoom out a bit. It's another lag reduction, and then right about here we're going to zoom back in. Again, lag reduction. Yes, those are the same were hairs from the very beginning of the game. Why they put them in the third overworld region, I have no idea, but they did, so... Yay? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Definitely want to try to pick up a little bit of extra agility where I can. I'd have to worry about getting too much agility if I were doing full glitches, because there's an out of bounds in Blue Cave that once you'd have a very specific RNG, or not RNG, agility value, because agility affects the size of your battler movement radius circle, and you actually can use that circle in conjunction with the geometry of the overworld to clip out of bounds in a few places. In no major glitches, that's not a problem, because we can't do out of bounds, because that's what I consider a major glitch. So we're getting quite a few battles. So we're coming up on a Lair Pool. Get to Lair Pool, and you eventually find the Water Witch Layla, and she's like, Hey, I know you made it to Liverpool, and I know you need to be here, and that's all well and good, but the wind stopped, and that's kind of more important, so go off from Normoon and figure out what's going on. So we can't really do anything here in Liverpool at the moment. We can, however, pick up these blue wings to warp back to Liverpool, and we're going to go and get those so we can warp back after the second boss. Yeah, that was an Orc Junior. Yeah, it's it's an Orc. That's baby Piggy, and then we got Big Papa Orc in the couple dungeons from now. Yeah, if you have max agility, you just have an absolutely massive range. And then if you glitch yourself to 500 agility, then your movement area is actually larger than the entire battle the battle arena is, which is actually even funnier. And by glitch, I mean like Game Shark, not like there's no way to do it like within the confines of the game to get past. I believe 255 is the max that you can actually hit without hacks. So yeah, we're moving right along. Got 58 agility, it's very nice, very good. I don't really have to worry about agility glitching too much. I've done probably a little bit in excess. And having to pause my chat for just a second. Okay, yeah, not gonna heal there. There's way too much lag. We'll go and heal inside the cave. Yeah, I may have to stop chatting for a little bit every once in a while because my voice is already starting to tire and I've still got over an hour and a half to go. So, Skelebats. Great enemy for defense grinding. They use Windcutter 3, which is a multi-hit attack. They move really fast, and they attack pretty much right away with no wind-up, so very good fight for defense and agility defense grinding, which we need to do some of. Yep, stay hydrated. I got some water right here. Wind magic will never get used at any point in the run, and it will never be leveled. The big reason why we don't want everyone to level wind magic has to do with how spirit levels work in this game. Catching my breath and my voice for just a second. So when determining your level in each of the 4 elements, the game considers the number of spirits you have in that element, but it also considers how many spirits you have in the other elements. So the primary element spell we're going to be using throughout the rest of the game is Avalanche, which is an earth spell. And so the opposite element is wind, and the adjacent elements are water and fire. So for the adjacent elements, water and fire, every 8 elements in that spell, or in that every 8 elements in that element give you +1 spirit level, and for the opposite it's every 15, it's every 16. So leveling water and fire helps out your earth spell power more so than leveling up wind, which is why we'll never put levels into wind. We are moving right along. So it also turns out we're going to want to max out water at 48 instead of 50. Because if we go past 48, we're just wasting those last two. Because the last multiple of 8 you can get is 48. So we need to fight a few blood gels, we need to gain a few spirits for from battle before the next boss coming up. Here's a 4 blood gel fight, which is great for experience. There is a special place where you can stand and actually hit all 4 of these enemies at once. It's pretty difficult to hit. We'll see if I can do it. Nope. If I need to, I can I can always use that silent flute I picked up. Alright, got a couple spirits, what I was looking for. Moving right along. I'm gonna pick up another spirit over here. We're gonna pick up a heal potion over here. I was going to agility glitch, but then I waited too long and I didn't get the agility glitch. Go me. I am using a third-party N64 controller. Unfortunately, it's kind of a little bit messed up as well. I had not the greatest of luck with N64 controllers, and this one I found the Z buttons are kind of messed up, but it's the most comfortable one I found by a long shot, even if it's a little bit janky. So, two-step encounters. I mentioned them before. Bears repeating. Or if I really wanted to get all punny, bears repeating. Now we're pretty much done on every all of the leveling we need, all of the grinding we need to do for this. Gotten all the spirits we need. Now we just need to pick up. Now we just need to get through the dungeon. Sorry. Alright, gotta pick up a couple more. Sorry, I'm trying to message somebody in Discord. Thank you for the good luck. Alright, we should be pretty good on agility. Alright, so there's no encounters in this stretch here. There will be when we get towards the end of the dungeon. We'll do an agility glitch here. But other than that, we are... I just need to get one more... Need to get one more agility glitch, get one more point of HP. And we'll be ready for the next dungeon, because they're coming up on the end. There's that point of HP I needed. We'll get a little bit of extra defense as well, because we do need to gain some defense after this encounter, so... Alright, so this last little stretch of the Blue Cave, or not Blue Cave, we're not there yet, of Coal Hazard, about another 40 seconds or so. And then we'll be in Normoon, 3 spirits to pick up there. I'm going to take a safety save before we go into the next dungeon, which is Windward Forest on the other side of Normoon, and then it'll be off to the boss. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up here just because there will be more lag in town. I'm sorry about some of the kind of not looking away from stuff a few minutes ago. I had to get some mods' attention in Discord. Yes, Quest 64, or in Japanese, L-Tail Monsters, or in PAL regions, Europe, Holy Magic Century. They really couldn't figure out what they wanted to call this game. The ultimate game of, you know, master the two elements. Earth and water, and... No, there are no other elements. I'm already on 64 quests. I don't have time to go on another one. Yep, welcome to Questing 64 Glory, everybody. Yeah, balancing all elements is a great way to make your staff strong, but you have quadratic gains in terms of your elemental spell damage by going all in on an element. So that's what we do, because that's just because I want to go more faster. So yeah, I like increasing the speed at which I play these games. So. Oh my gosh. So you're yeah, it basically levels up quadratically for determining your spell damage. Yeah, we're gonna be running away from a lot of encounters, except for the fights that we are gonna grind on for defense HP. A speedrunner wanting to speedrun her game quickly? Why, I never would imagine such a thing. Yeah, definitely. It would have been nice if the other elements were a little bit more balanced. Ironically enough, in the Game Boy Color speedrun, wind is actually the most powerful element. Because Windcutter 3 is just kind of totally busted. Alright, so welcome to the next boss, Zels. This boss has 680 health, so it's going to take about 10 rocks. We have just enough HP and defense that we can survive 2 of the short-range attacks if we're at full health. We're going to try to stay at mid-range, so he will use the zipper attack that is completely dodgeable. Nice, our agility is doing us some good. 6, 7, so 3 more rocks. Now this is actually pretty good RNG for Avalanche. So 8. 9, 10. All right. GG. All right, that is Zels down. And pick up a spirit over here. Gonna go ahead and leave the dungeon. And we're gonna take these yellow wings. We're gonna work back to Dondren because there are 2 spirits that we couldn't pick up in Dondren our first time around. One of these spirits appears you can get only after Solvering. The next one doesn't appear until after Zels. So we just wait until after Zels to pick them both up, just so we can save a trip. So we're going to be putting all of our spirits So yeah, if you go over here, there's this little pathway, and you can only get here after his else. Definitely one of the most well-hidden spirits in the game. We're gonna put them all into. We're gonna put all the spirits into Earth. Did I not say Earth correctly, like I meant to? Because we are gonna go to 25 water to get heal 2, escape, and return. But we're gonna be putting everything else into Earth until we max it out. And then we'll go to water 48, and okay, we do have leaves, so we're good there. I could almost say he's a Stairmaster. Yeah, Avalanche has a base power of 460, which is the highest base power of any element or any spell in the game. The next ones that come close are Fire Pillar and Large Cutter, which both have base power of 420. Yeah, not gonna say anything more there. But Avalanche can also multi-hit. So yeah, it's kind of super powerful. You're just at the mercy of whether RNGs this is going to allow you to hit the enemies or not. Yeah, I've got to keep the chat under control. But yes, the base power of Avalanche is 460, then Large Cutter and Fire Pillar 420, and then like some of the Rock and Fire Water Pillar spells are like in the 380s, I want to say. Try to get just a little bit of, so when we get to 34 spirits, which will be at the end of the first half of Blue Cave, we'll get the Rock Shower spell, which is going to be really nice to allow us to get extra MP, because I want to hit 21 MP before Nepti, which is the boss at the end of Blue Cave, and then I want to have 24 by Fargo. Or if we can't get it by Fargo, at least by Guilty. Some food for chat. Some food for my thoughts. So you can see some nice previous adventures left us some hints on where to go through this dungeon. There are a couple of yeah, pretty much only Water and Earth is exactly correct. Yes, we're very much of the mindset that rocks fall and everyone dies. That is our maxim for this game. So we're coming up. There's going to be a couple more spirits we're going to pick up in fairly short order. '64 library. I should have cast Escape. It probably wouldn't have worked because Escape's accuracy is garbage, but it would have been the objectively correct play to do. Yeah, don't want to Rock Shower when we get to the Skelebat area in Blue Cave. because it just leads to sprite overload and crash. It leads to the game freezing on you, which, while fun, is probably not what we want to do. If was there a sorry sorry about the hiccup with that seems to be on the restream end. I'm not seeing any drop frames for me somehow. I know it's a novelty for me not to drop frames. Drop frames, wow, I can't talk. And I'm gonna take a walking water to the face. No, it sounds rather not fast. Alright, so there's 34, so that and I have Rock Shower we'll be using. If I'm on good pace, I'll be here just under an hour, but I suspect I'm probably like 101, 102 would be my guess. But yeah, if I were on good pace, I'd be getting here right about the 59-minute mark. 59 minutes to an hour. I don't have a timer up, so I don't know, but I think it's going alright. We'll see. $101.17, that's not bad. I do split, but I don't have splits going because it's a marathon run. If I were doing a speed run on my own channel, I would have splits going, but I generally don't usually have splits up when I'm doing marathons, just because I want to have as little extra stuff beyond the game as possible to maximize the bandwidth that I have available. Yeah, it's a completely it is a completely known that there's going to be a fight there, because that's right when the encounters are possible to get into again. I would say splits are not really necessary for marathon runs. Truly, as a matter of just speedrunning in general, the only splits that actually matter are the first split and the last split. You see, the only ones that actually mean anything. Yeah, for low percent, the names of my splits are why the actual Hiffle am I doing this? That's actually what the names of the splits are. Yeah, if I reach the end of the arena and hit the escape over my head, I can cast a parting shot with my magic, and so it's worth noting, since some people are talking about getting lost. Number one, I have the compass. Number two, I know the game reasonably well. And number three, if you win a battle, Brian will spin and point in the direction that he was facing when the battle started. So those are 3 different ways that you can know where you're going. So what was the hardest part in learning the run? So when I started running this game, we didn't know any of the glitches. And then we discovered spirit cloning a little bit after I started running the game. And then we learned how to do... and then we learned... what is it? No treasures, no overworld spirits for low percent NeoCAD. So the first thing we learned was spirit cloning, and then we learned compression out of bounds, and then only in the last couple of years have we learned about how agility glitch and battle arena clip worked, and that's squid to pig, TEPIG. Squid is in the animal, then TEPIG, and he's not really active anymore that I'm aware of, but he's kind of the main person who found most of the glitches in this game. Yeah, I haven't seen him do much lately, but yeah, that's who found most of the glitches in the game. So just over the last so many years. I'm gonna pick up spirit, so that's 36. That means I have access to the all-powerful magic barrier of getting wrecked, or of preventing getting wrecked, I guess. Yeah, world records definitely have happened at marathons, but I don't know if I've ever gotten one at a marathon. So this is the third spirit here in the maze. Picked up the first two earlier on. Thought I might have gained a level there, but I did not. We're coming up on the end of this this area with Skelebats in fairly short order. So here at the end, I'm going to go ahead and grind this out just for a couple more points of max HP. I'll go ahead and take out two of them. So, you will gain your stats, your HP, defense, and whatnot. You will not gain spirit experience if you leave the fight. Nice, so we have 76 agility, which means I don't even have to worry about fish sticks. Yep, we're doing a little bit of defense farming to set us up for the next boss. We're just a little low on defense where I'd like to be. I would have liked to have 20 defense, but I think we're going to end up just a bit short. It's okay, I'll take a safety save before we get there. I have 76 agility. Yep. Taking hits is for increasing my defense and my max HP. Well, this game is fairly short. I mean, I've had to go use the restroom during runs before, but I don't think I've ever gotten... I'm sure people have, but I know my limits well enough, and I don't really run anything that... I don't really play any games that are too excessively long. Like the games I run top out at 9 hours, so other than the guy Hundo, which is 11. But for the most part, I've never had any issue with losing runs due to just not being able to finish. I mean, I've mercy killed runs before, and I've had runs die 7 hours in, but I will safety save in at the boat. Although, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the agility glitch first. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about that. Yeah, it certainly would be nice if we gained agility. Thankfully, we have agility glitch to gain extra agility, but still, without that, it would... So the Japanese version, they gave you... in the Japanese version, they made your agility and defense level up considerably faster, as well as some other quality of life features. They took away agility glitch, other than one that involves some weird things that happen with like sliding into encounters and casting a spell while the game is loading the encounter because you slid and stuff like that. It's the only way to do agility glitch in the JP version, just because some of the quality of life features remove some of the glitches. Sadly enough. Yeah, fish stick. Indeed. So here's Nepti, the third boss. Yeah, its actual name is Grangok, but it literally looks like a fish attached to a pencil, hence the fish stick. 1, 2, 3. Very nice start there. She has 880 health. So pretty much from now on, our strategy is put up barrier, drop rocks, rinse, repeat. Restore MP as necessary. That is going to be our strategy for every fight for the rest of the game. Six, 7, 8. She's just about dead. I'm just going to throw a couple of rocks for Rock 1 to finish off. There we go. Very nice, clean fight there. So that's 3 bosses out of the way, 3 of the 4 elemental jewels. I'd like to gain 1 more point of HP and defense. 114.20 so I can survive 2 hits in the next fight. There we go. Gonna pick up another spirit out here. And I am going to go out here, and we're going to take a fight out here, because that is going to give us some extra agility, because the distance between Isle of Skye and the end of Blue Cave here is incredibly massive, and gives us like 4 or 5 points of agility. Although I am going to actually finish out this fight, just because I could use, as I said, I could use the defense, and this is a great fight for defense grinding. And somehow I gained a level on that fight. And after you get back from Isle of Skye, exit just takes you back there. And if I were doing a PB run where I had set up the Death Warp, I would have Death Warped there and gone back to the boat. But since it's not a PB run and we're just doing a marathon safety and I did extra saves, we will instead have to warp back to Liverpool, and we'll just have to walk out. Let's just say I should be able to actually kill those gremlins with Rock Shower, which is good, which is kind of weird because it's a surprisingly weak attack since you get to hit everything. Anyway, moving along. Here, pretty shortly, we will be getting to... I'll go ahead and take a couple hits, why not? I mean, I think Bing Ching has probably done like wind fire percent and like stuff like some of the meme runs along those lines. I never have, but I'm sure it can be done. It just would take commensurately longer because you'd have to level up your defense and HP more. So there's the boat spirit. There are definitely people who absolutely hate that spirit. It's definitely one of the more hidden spirits, along with the one in Ondrin. I do think that Ultimate Wind is supposed to not have an accuracy check. It just always deals damage. I think that's the one redeeming feature, but the damage is so low it's not worth using anyway. Yeah, that's definitely another one. And the one by the entry to Shamwood, you have to hug the barrier, the break in the barrier around to get to it. That one's pretty difficult as well. It's easy to see. It's easier to see, but it's really hard to find where it is and how to get to it. So spinning around the camera there is trying to reduce some lag. Unfortunately, the escape failed, as it often does. Curses. So now we are going to go into, now that we've maxed out Earth at 50, we're going to go put spirits into water until we get to 48 water. I have just done enough runs of this that I know where all the spirits are. There is a list of out there, but it's just for me. I've been doing runs of this on and off for 6 years now. Yeah, literally 6 years, and that command has not been updated. I am RiaStarshade on Twitch. But I'm not a mod, so I don't have the ability to update that command. Yes, I mean, you would think it should be legitimately scary given that it's literally called a scarecrow. I would say that's a case of the game's design making sense. So there are 9 spirits here in Limeland. So count them with me, everybody, as we pick them up. Number 1 right here by the dock. You don't actually have to go down there, you can just pick it up from over there. Number 2 at the abandoned ghost house. I have done Legend of the Guy at a few marathons. Yes, Legend of the Guy is probably the game that I'm best known for my speedruns of. Though I do other games, Earthbound, Legaia 2, Star Ocean 2, this. Those are kind of the main ones. I've played a few other. I've done runs of a few others as well. Wild Arms 3. I have never played Shining Force. I've never actually had a Sega console before, as it turns out. Yes, I have done a run of that, of Tales of Stunlock, a few times. Although mentioning it usually does not do me any credit, because everybody who's heard of the game seems to hate it and meme about how awful it is, to the point where I have left communities because it's just that bad. I have no problem saying that. Which, again, like Quest 64, it's really not that bad of a game. People really give it a harder time than it deserves. I thought it was pretty fun. Oh well, haters gonna hate, right? Yes, or as I call in the speedrun, Tales of Stunlock 2, because that's pretty much what you do. It is hilariously broken with the bonus EXP mechanic and how you can stunlock stuff so easily. Alright, so that is all the spirits here in Limeland. And we are heading off. Do a little agility glitch there. Yeah, I agree. This game's not bad. It deserves some of the hate that it gets. But there is a certain charm beneath and nostalgia beneath the rough, unpolished, unfinished exterior of this game. Got some caterpillars. which basically just means I'm going to be able to get some more MP experience out of that. But there are a few more spirits here as well. Yeah, without glitches is the important thing. Because you certainly can clip out of bounds in several different ways. Courage is the magic that turns dreams into reality. Oh my god, I can't stop hearing it over and over and over and over again. Ah, my eardrums! No, they should call it Quest 65. Or Quest 128. Either or, really. Do a nice little agility glitch here. Quest 4K. Super Quest DX. Super Quest DS Advance. Quest 64-2, the requesting. Question. Yes, you have a question? Quest. Hey, Nappa, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over. It's over 8,000! What? Cheetah, you didn't do it right. Yes, I did, Nappa. Yes, I did. Yeah. So, yeah, there's gonna be a minecart coming up. Vegeta! 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 Can we start with that bug planet? Dang it, Nappa, if it'll shut you up for 5 minutes, then fine. Yay! This game was not that bad. There's certainly a nostalgia and a charm to it, as mentioning before. It's not great. It's very unpolished. It is lacking in substance and soul, but there's enough redeeming features that I would at least go so far as to call it a game. It's not like Superman 64 levels of awfulness. Oh yeah, so while we're on this minecart thing, there's no encounters, so... A plot? What's missing from Quest 64? A plot. Actual story. Character development. Things like that. Yeah, it is definitely, there's enough of some interesting concepts. If they had another 6 months to a year, I think this really could have been a classic. Sadly, they did not. Darn you, executives, and your meddling, money-grubbing ways. Curse you! Curse you, executives always thinking about the bottom line instead of the creativity and the creative process and the artistic design and whatnot. And I would have had a great game too if it weren't for that board of director and those meddling investors. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. I mean, look, I turned 30 in a few months. I have no problem admitting that I'm getting up there in the years. Like, you don't have to worry. I'm able to come right out and say it. There you go. It's good. Let's not be ashamed of it. Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, I didn't necessarily call for it, but since, you know, somebody was mentioning aging ourselves, I'll just be like, look, I'm gonna just throw it out there. We're gonna admit it. I'm gonna admit it. And I'm not going to, It's actually Final Fantasy VIII that came out. This came out a little bit before Final Fantasy VIII. This was like 98, 99, like late 98. From back in my day, we blam, and then we blam, and then blam, and blam, 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 blam. That's what happened back in my day. Maybe it was, and it wasn't a very good answer. Alright, here's Shilf. We all know what it rhymes with. Let's not. We don't need to make those jokes in chat. 1,000 health, happens to be wind element, which means she takes time and a quarter damage from earth element. And it's gonna do a lot of damage. Assuming that we can actually hit her. But I want to play Final Fantasy VII, Mom. But we have Final Fantasy at home. Final Fantasy VII at home. Kid. Oh, you mean Quest 64? Wap, 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 wap. $57 is like the top end of her range, but just for marathon sake, we're gonna go in. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're gonna marathon safety and eat another healing item. Alright, got through it. Had to burn up more healing items, but, you know. Yeah, today I learned as well that she was supposed to be Sylph. Zealous went pretty well, and Solvering is pretty chumpy because we do agility. I'm doing agility glitch, so with so much extra agility, like he misses a whole bunch. Oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to do that. So we're taking a save. That's not a safety save. It's actually we are gonna do one death warp. But we are now approaching. We're now in Dindum Dry, so we have some new music. We'll get the first actually good. Actually get to hear some good overworld music for a change. Some different overworld music. I know it's pretty awesome. Now that we're not supposed to put that last spirit into water because that was 48. It's supposed to go into fire, which we're gonna put the rest of the spirits in for the game. Hopefully we'll hit 32 by bogus, but most likely won't hit it until Mammon because I put that 49th spirit in water, which I wasn't supposed to do. So we got a few spirits to pick up here in the dries, and then it's going to be off to the boil hole. So this is the remains of the town of Greenock, which if you talk to a couple of the NPCs, they mentioned that King Bigus of the Highland region acquired some new powers and burned the town down to test his new magical strength. Yep, that was a group of blue men, and no, we do not want to listen to their mixtape. So escape actually working, that's kind of weird. I like it, but it's kind of weird. Another spirit over here, kind of out of the way. Oh, I thought I was out of the arena. I mean, I was, but the game didn't give me credit for it. Those weird hitboxes and polygon lines and whatnot. Another group of blue men, and no, we still don't want to listen to their mixtape. Alright, here we go. Into the boil hole. So this is the boil hole. There's an enemy in here called the Rocky. It moves incredibly slowly. And if you're doing glitchless runs, like you will lose like 15 plus seconds every time you get into a fight with them because they take that long for the turn. We will be going back to Shamwood after Boil Hole. We're going to set up a Death Warp because it's actually a couple minutes faster to do it this way. But we will be going there, but we have not gone there yet. So we will get there. Don't worry. I'm what you call an expert in this game. I know it's weird. Hey, Ferris wheel, but I like to think that I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I would hum along some Eye of the Tiger, but I don't really want to get RPG Limit Break DMCA'd. I think everybody, especially the channel organizers and marathon organizers, would appreciate not having any singing along to songs that could get the channel in trouble. A professional. I don't know about that, but I like to pretend that I know what I'm doing. Hi there, Tranquility. I don't actually make any money off of my stream, so I think in a strict technical sense I am an amateur. However, I like to think I'm a pretty good one when it comes to streaming and speedrunning. There are 10 spirits in Shamwood, correct? There's one by the entrance, there's one on the bottom floor, 2 in the treasure room, 1 in the kind of the middle balcony, 1 at the top balcony, and 4 in the throne room. But yeah, those are the Rockies. Thankfully, we got the escape spell to work. I could have used a replica if I wanted to, but I didn't. At this point, I have more than enough agility for the game. I'm 103 agility, so I'm not really worried about agility glitch anymore. Like like hitting 110 would be useful because that would let me outspeed Spriggans in World of Mammon. And then, like you did, have to go to 130 before you outsped anything else, and we're just not going to get to 130. You do get to 130 plus in low percent because you need to be able to outspeed ponies and pinheads, which have 120 and 130, but in any percent, it's not a huge deal. Yep, here's our good friend, quote unquote, the 2-step encounter. I think I might have gotten tripped up. So many encounters in a row. It was, oh my goodness, game please. But I know you generally want to be heading east in this dungeon. There's just like a whole bunch of counters in quick succession, but yeah, you generally want to be heading east throughout the dungeon. So if you are heading west, you're generally going the wrong way. Yep, it's Quest 64. It's the girl Ria doing the Quest 64 thing. Yeah, I mean, especially, like, if it's just one encounter, I can generally work with it. But when you have all those encounters consecutively and getting turned around, even I can have some difficulty with it. And I've played this game more times than I care to admit. Yeah, Brian does stay consistently looking in the same direction, that's true. Okay, we are going the correct way. We have reached the next area of the dungeon. Don't need to pick that item. I'm willing to admit like 50 to 100 times that I've played through this game. Although if you count all the times that runs have died to the first couple of bosses, it's probably considerably higher. I mean, I've been running this game for 6 years now. Oh my goodness. Come on, open the chest, Brian. I needed a drink of water. Because, you know, my voice does fatigue after a while. Yeah, if you win the fight, Brian will spin around and point in the direction he was leaving the fight, but if you escape from the battle, it doesn't really do you any good. There are definitely maps out there to help out. I know that there are maps that have been put out there from some of the old strategy guides that exist to help out, kind of like showing you the general gist of how the maps look, so you can kind of get a feel for where you should be going. But then you have to know how to use the compass as well to really take advantage of the map. So there's 24 MP, so now that I have 24 MP, I don't need to worry about rock shower anymore. Alright, so we're at Fargo, which is actually probably the easiest boss in the game. It's like one of the few bosses that doesn't have a chance to two-shot you. Although I probably just jinxed myself by saying that, but he's generally not that bad. And there's our good friend Avalanche RNG. Fan-flippin-tastic. Alright, finally we got a couple hits in there. RNGesus, don't fail me now. Three. Four. Eventually we'll start getting some hits on him. That or I'll die and that'll really stink. Either or. RNGesus, I need your help here. Please take the wheel. I would too. Suboptimal is a good soft word to describe this fight. I think we've gotten more than one rock on him exactly once this fight. And lots of zeros. Is any fight really optimal? I've had a literally 2-turn Nepty fight where I put up a barrier, rocks, and as a 6 rock, and she instantly died. So yes, that has happened, and that is pretty much optimal. But beyond that, no, not really. All right, there we go. Finally out of that fight. Forget you. Receive Fire Ruby. Good riddance. Yeah, that was one of the that's probably one of the easier fights in the game. And that's what happens when one of the easy safe fights goes wrong. Yeah, I would have liked to stop at 48, but I accidentally put one more spirit in water that I wasn't supposed to. The reason is because 48 water is optimal for maximizing your avalanche damage. A small mistake, but hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Yeah, also we have probably my favorite track in the game right now. Yeah, Solvering's short-range attack has 850 base power, compared to your Avalanche with its puny 460. Like, they tuned it down considerably in the JP version. I think it has like 550 power or something in JP. Also, for those of you who missed part of this run and want to catch it from the beginning, I am doing this run, same game, same category, for another marathon in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, starting around 5:30 Central Time. For reference, it's about 4:15 right now, so an hour and change from now, but 2 weeks from today. So if you do want to catch this run again from the beginning, I will be doing it for another marathon here in a couple weeks. Also, I forgot to go into town real quick, so I need to go into town, and then we will then we will be death warping. Good thing I remembered that I had not gone to town yet, like I was supposed to, but didn't. I mean, yes, but I'm sure some people want to see it live. Some people want to see it run live from the beginning so they can ask questions. And all that other good stuff. Ba-dum, ba-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Yeah, Red Rose Knights kind of hit like a truck. By kind of, I mean they totally hit you really hard. But that was an intentional death warp. And that is to set us up so that it is we're back here in Dead Gnome Dries. And now we're going to go off to Shamwood. So mentioned before, hey, are we going to go to the secret area? Shamwood? Yes, we are. But we are going to do that a little bit out of order because I don't want to have to do this whole walk back from walk all the way there and then all the way back. Probably saves like 3.5 minutes or something. I mean, maybe less. I mean, depends on what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to like walking all the way back to like going all the way to Shamwood and all the way back, you're probably looking like 3.5 minutes of time save. So there's one spirit here in the desert. That's why I'm trying to walk as close to due southeast as possible. There we go. It's like smack dab in the middle of the desert. It's once you know how to get to it, it's not too bad. But like, who in the world is gonna find that without knowing that it exists? I mean, I certainly wouldn't have. But then again, I didn't find Shamwood at all until I had the guide, so I didn't think to look for it. Also, the glare from the windows outside is making it really hard to see. So 10 spirits here. First spirit, this is the one that I was talking about that was like really hard to figure out like what you're supposed to do to get to it. So there's number 1. Probably. Yeah, this was definitely constructed in the vein of older like NES era RPGs where no hand holding, no telling you what to do, get out there, have fun. Like we're having a few drop frames, but nothing too bad, doesn't look like. It picked right back up. I mean, there are in-game maps, but like only for the overworlds, and like there's also like the whole like how are you, like why would you go to that desert area? Yeah, Zelda 1. It's a secret to everybody. 10th enemy drops the bomb. That's it. You wanted more? No, that's all you get. Thank you. Thank you, Pixie. I feel like I've seen her before somewhere, but where? I'll have to think about that later. Yeah, if you talk to LeVar here, he'll tell you a little bit of the backstory. Yeah, typing is difficult. I had some issues typing earlier. Whoops, wrong spell. And using the power of return, hey, we're back in Brannock Castletown. I am going to take a safety save here because that sounds like a really hecking good idea. Because Guilty is also a butt of the highest caliber. It's not super comfy, it's only some level of comfy. There are only 98 spirits on the overworld. You have to get the other 98 from battle. So there is a run where you max out all spirits and get 50 spirits in each. Let me just explain this. So with glitches, you can get all max spirits in 2 hours. If you do not use glitches, it takes over 29 hours to grind out the 98 spirits. And of that 29 hours, like 26 plus hours is spent grinding enemies in the final dungeon to get enough experience to get all of those extra spirits. Phantasma has done one run of it, and it is most likely the only run that will ever be done of the category, because I have absolutely no intention of ever doing so, and I don't physically even think that I can stay awake for 29 hours to do a run of that. And I'm not going to try it, because I just, no. At least with Bait and Kaitos 100%, you can sleep through large parts of it. So, somebody can do it, somebody else can do it, but it won't be me. I ain't gonna do it. Not gonna happen. What time is Ria gonna do a run? On the 4th of Nera in the year 2100, and not gonna happen at 9 o'clock. You know, after the clock strike 13. You would need to kill 2.5 million werehairs to grind to get all spirits. 5,000, nowhere close. It would be no, they did it RTA. I remember watching parts of it. I had to sleep, and they were, you know, several hours in when I went to sleep, and they were still going when I woke up. And yeah, they did it all RTA. It is a thing that exists. It's on the leaderboards, and you can see it. It does exist. But I will never do a run of that. Do not ask. Not even as like a donation or sub incentive. I'm not even an affiliate, so I can't have subs anyway. So yeah, it's not gonna happen. At least not for me. Somebody else wants to do it, go right ahead. Yeah, I do remember like somebody grinded 99 in the first area of Final Fantasy VII. Again, won't be me. I have grinded to 99 in Legend of Legaia. I have legitimately done that. It does take a lot of time. Took many hours, like 80 plus hours to grind. Probably do it faster now with what I know. But nope, not gonna do that again. You know, somebody else can do it, and yeah, I would love it, but yeah. Yeah, Legend of Legaia is a great... Legend of Legaia is probably my all-time favorite game, for nostalgia, if nothing else. And it has one of the most interesting speedruns out there. For those of you who have not seen a speedrun of Legend of Legaia, it's an experience for sure. It's really fun, but it looks nothing like a casual playthrough. You want to watch one? I'm sure I will do runs of them again soon, but right now I'm kind of on an Earthbound fix. NMG is no major glitches. So we're doing agility glitch, but we're not doing spirit cloning, or it's kind of like a bug limit category. To answer that question. No more zeros, just more zeros, yep. So here's Guilty. Ow. This is where my run gets hacked. Yeah, I kind of did. So as it turns out, you can actually the range attack is actually lower accuracy, and it's actually considerably weaker. The steel claws. Yeah, and since this is the US version, Guilty takes half damage from all magic. In the JP version, he takes neutral damage. Yeah, but I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Yeah, he's gonna short range. He's gonna short range, and I'm gonna die. Okay, I survived barely. Yeah, this fight is really not going well. I'm definitely getting marathon lucked right about now. Hopefully RN Jesus can help me out a little bit, because right now RN Gygus is in full control of my life. I didn't even cast the right finger slip. Sorry, I'm just needing to baby rage a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try going for a drain magic. There we go. Just to save on MP items. If it doesn't work, so be it. I really lose much, but save me an MP item. Oh my gosh, we got 3 rocks! We got 3 rocks on Guilty, who's actually a pretty big target, so should actually hit 2 to 3 rocks fairly consistently, but somehow still doesn't. Hi, Manic Ascendant. I'm currently getting dunked on by bad RNG right now. Please leave a number. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message after the tone, and I'll get back to you after this fight's finally over, one way or the other. Beep. He has 1800 health, so it's 20 rocks total. Because I'm doing about 90 a rock. Yeah, I have a brief message I'd like to give to Guilty, but it uses a lot of words I'm not allowed to say on this stream right now. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It lasts either 2 turns or 3 turns, and if you're playing the JP version, it can last like up to 6 turns, but I'm not, because we're playing the US version, because it has agility glitch, which actually makes it somehow faster than the JP version, despite the difficulty increase. Nice. Didn't get the barrier to stay up, but at least we got the drain magic, because I do need to kind of conserve MP restoratives. I have a lot of birds that I'd like to give. Yes, I would. I would definitely like to give Guilty the bird. I'd love to show it, but the censors won't allow me to show that part. Legend of Legaia is also such that the US version is the harder version, as it turns out. Hey, that was 5 rocks right there, everybody. RN Jesus, thank you. Thank you, RN Jesus. Everybody say thank you, RNGesus. Hey, we did it! Oh, and nice, we hit, we're gonna hit 32 fires, so we get one more Earth bubble for, King Bogus, King Bupkis, King Bigus is the actual name, but, you know, sometimes Bogus, sometimes Bupkis, sometimes Oni. It ain't ogre till the last rock hits, yep. True statement. You get, oh my gosh, sorry, Saria, now North American version buffs enemy stats by like 1 1/4, and it also cuts your experience gain to 3/4 and your gold accrual to half from random battles, I'm gonna pick up a couple of healing items in the cross room. Got used to saying it as Vegas or Begus. I've always said Bigus. I took a couple of years of German in middle and high school, so I see the EI and always want to reflexively pronounce it as a long I. So a fun fact, since we're talking about the JP version of this game, the North American version actually came out before the Japanese version, so the JP version had some more time for difficulty tweaks and quality of life improvements. We're going to pick up our 98th and final spirit. It's Beigis, for those of you who are not actually certain on that, how the name is spelled. So we're going to pick up a few restoratives. We're going to talk to Leo Donardo, who we were supposed to meet in Normoon but never did. I mean, this game takes place in Celtland, or Keltland, however you want to pronounce. So I would presume names are going to be like Scottish, Irish, Gaelic, along those lines. Would be my guess as to what the nationality would be. Oh, hi dad, bye dad, if you, yeah, I was gonna say if you have FFZ you can type hi dad, bye dad, but that's only in my channel, and FFZ follow has not been working for a long time. Oh yes, we could, yeah, probably Celtic, yeah, Keltland could be right, Celtland. Makes sense. Assuming we don't die, which given the miss is a very real possibility, we are looking at about 9 minutes from the end of this fight, so probably about 13 minutes left in the run. RNGs is willing. If we die, you know, we can up that up a bit, so 1900 health, so it's going to be 11 rocks, so that's 2. Three, 4, 5. Very nice avalanche there. So 5 out of 11. Six, 7. 4 more. Eight. Nine. 1900. We're doing about 185 per rock. All right, we still got plenty of MP restoratives. I think we're good. 1900. No, RNG has actually been very nice. He's dead. And then Mammon has 2300. So that was actually a good fight, and we have about 9 minutes left in the run, so just for Organizer, Restreamer, and for our next runner. Now it was giving me 2s and 3s for a while, and really even getting 1 boulder every time is not the worst, not actually that terrible. Guilty was a butt, and Fargo was kind of a troll. Bye Bigus. So this is the world of Mammon. You can definitely tell at this point the game was very much rushed. Yeah, just 1 is better than none at all, which is strangely the most likely scenario. So there are 2 rooms like this. This is the first one. The second one, the tiles are kind of a yellow instead of a kind of a greenish color. And they're not the same room, even though they look almost exactly the same. And this is not the only room that has like a duplicate or 2 different versions. And yeah, there are no encounters here. There's really nothing of any merit whatsoever other than to have you walk all the way to the end of it and waste my time and yours. So I think we've got, as I said, I think we've got probably about 7 minutes left. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a 2:25. So I think we'll come in just a few minutes under estimate if I'm keeping track of my time correctly. I think we're about 2:18 or so right now. Somebody wants to verify because I actually can't see the timer. I don't have the stream up just because number 1, it would disorient me, and number 2, bandwidth considerations. I don't have the greatest of internet, so I gotta like not also have the stream up and risk, you know, causing frames to drop, which would be not the ideal situation. So yeah, spooky music. Hey, we got My Little Pony, everybody. My Little Pony. We'll burn this replica. Yeah, I can burn an HP item as well. Yeah, 219, it sounds about right. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll probably be about a 225, maybe a 226, depending on how RNG this is on encounters and on Avalanche luck on the final boss. Thankfully, the final boss is absolutely massive. I don't know if you've not played this game, but yeah, the final boss is absolutely massive, and like getting 6 and 7 rocks per Avalanche is not at all outside of the realm of possibility. It's about the same in defense, and is new. It takes half damage from Rock because he's like guilty in all element. And yeah, so he'll take about 90 a rock, but he is so utterly massive that he will oftentimes take 4, 5, 6, 7 rocks per cast, and so the damage will just like Just completely unload holy rocks upon the upon Mammon. Yeah, I couldn't go, like, I wasn't going to get to 40 fire, so it was worth going to 50 water at that point just to get the slightly stronger heal. Never got to play this one. I don't think you missed too much. Yes, this is the second room. I said that there were 2 rooms. This is the second one. It's not the same as the room as the first one, so don't worry. We did not get disoriented or lose our way. There is another room like this, but yep. Yeah, Mammon can, you know... That's my sediment, as opposed to your sentiment. So time is going to be as soon as the exploding starts on Mammon. There was Epona. She's there as the final save point, but this fight is not scary at all. As long as I don't do anything dumb and, like, throw the run. Yeah, in this room, the first time we went through, the sky was kind of blue, now it's pink. So Mammon and I are going to be off to a little bit of a rocky relationship. Since I have to get one rock-based pun in there too. Somebody's got to do. I mean, since it seems like chat is already wanting to do that, I suppose I'll jump in. So there's the lag walls. They do about 105 to 110 damage. Yeah, and yeah, there you can see he's massive. The green orb does about 70 damage, and the missiles will do like 9 hits of like 9 to 12 damage. Is that Kulex? I mean, it could well be. It does look kind of similar. 2,300. And we've probably already done well over 1,000. Yep, this is final boss time. Owie. Should be getting pretty close to dead. Should be being the keyword. Time! So Mammoth's like, yeah, I'm dying. Shannon, who's been kind of in every town and was revealed as a puppet of Mammon, is like, Mammon's been destroyed, but apparently I still have the ability to go find my humanity, and you wanted an ending? There you go. That was your entire ending. Now that you only get an ending. The Japanese version has an ending. That is the best that you get as far as an ending is concerned. 225.05, so right about the 225 mark, which was kind of where I was thinking it was going to be. So thank you all so much for being here. Finished a little under estimate, which is always nice. Definitely what we're looking for. Thank you all so much for all of the wonderful GGs, everybody. If you're not following me, please consider doing so. I don't speedrun a whole lot. I'm usually speedrunning on the weekends. I have a race of Earthbound coming up on Sunday, which should be kind of fun. And I know Kat is probably ready with her run because we started this one a little bit late. So thanks all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll try to do better next time. If you're not following me, please consider doing so. It would mean a whole lot to me. I'd give you a big hand heart, but I don't have webcam because it's a marathon. So I will go ahead. I'm not going to eat any more time up, so we can try to save those 5 minutes and let us move on to the next run. So thank you for having me, and I'm going to stop before I continue to ramble on anymore. So if our organizers